Day, I want to say 19? Yeah, it's 19. 19 of the NBA playoffs. These are my reactions to the Bucks Heat game and the Lakers Rockets game. Before I get into my initial thoughts about the Bucks Heat game, I'm gonna set a little scene for you. The Heat were leading through the first quarter and a little bit of the second quarter of this game, and then Giannis went down. And to be honest with you, I thought this series was over. I mean, Giannis was down, and they really were winning without Giannis, but that's more of the rotation thing. And then Chris Middleton stepped up a lot today. He played 36 minutes tonight. He also played 48 minutes, which means he played 42 minutes in regulation. Coach Budenholzer, he definitely stepped up his rotations today. Even though there was an overtime in this, Brook Lopez, he played 42 minutes. Bledsoe played 40. Matthews 25, which isn't the greatest sight in the world. George Hill played 37, which was huge to see. Again, some of this is due to there being an extra 5 minutes than the regular would be. But look, the only way you're gonna win the playoffs is if you play your players. And that's the truth of it. And today the Bucks played their played the players. Maybe one potential factor. This is me just spitballing here of why the Heat lost this game after Giannis went down. Is Jimmy Butler actually mentioned this? He says the Heat relaxed a little bit after Giannis left with an injury. Now I do think that can be true. But I also think Chris Middleton just had an amazing game, and they couldn't stop him down the stretch. Another thing I noticed is Jimmy Butler didn't really have the greatest game of all time. He went 6 of 15 from the field, which isn't bad. He had 17 points tonight. Down the stretch of this game, we would only make 2 of 5 of his shots. Maybe you got to take more shots if you're him. They got a lot of weapons. But it's just, he's their star, so maybe he should have more of a role in the offense, or at least take more shots. Not that he didn't have a huge role in this game, but and especially in crunch time, but he maybe should take some more shots. Looking at some other stuff here, Tyler Hero had a good game off the bench, 4 of 11, 3 of 6 from 3, and had 11 points tonight. He was pretty good. Bam, he was pretty good as usual, 26 points, 10 of 13 from the field. He played 44 minutes tonight. And that's really, I got all in this game. The Bucks, they shave off elimination in this game. To conclude, Bucks Heat, Chris Middleton, he was amazing. That's my first reaction to this. And that's really it to this one. And the Bucks are able to stay alive for another day. But now let's go on to Lakers Rockets. All right, Lakers Rockets. What are my thoughts? Well, before I get into that, I'm gonna get over a brief overview of the game. Lakers, they started out really hot they just had a huge lead. They had a 16-point lead, 36 points in the first quarter, and then it was basically a tie in the second quarter when it came to points, which is fine if you're a Lakers fan because if at that point it's kind of a blowout, and obviously you'd like to continue increasing your lead, but if you're able to match them the rest of the way, you're fine. But that would not happen. In the third quarter, the Rockets would score 41 points, and they would actually take a lead at some point in this game, towards the end of the third and towards the beginning of the fourth. And then the Lakers came storming back with 27 points in the fourth quarter. Now let's go over some individual stats. LeBron, he's 10 of 17 of the floor with 28 points. He was dominant tonight. He had 11 rebounds, 9 assists, 4 steals, 2 blocks. It was really refreshing to see him really be, playoff LeBron, because it's something, me personally, that I haven't seen in a while. It was kind of like that in game 1, and again, I guess maybe in the Blazers series. But he was really driving to the basket and being really aggressive in this game, and it was really fun to see as a basketball fan. Anthony, and on the other, and his co-star Anthony Davis had 15 and 24 with 34 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists. Now, before I go to Anthony Davis' performance a little bit in this game, LeBron James, he had 7 turnovers in this game. That's something you might want to work on. He did have 9 assists, but you can't have 7 turnovers in a game. He did account for about half of the Lakers' turnovers in this game. He does do a lot of the ball handling duties, but that's not an excuse. You just can't have that, but it'll be better. Back to my Anthony Davis. I really did think he took a lot of advantage of the size difference between the Lakers and the Rockets. Getting a lot of easy buckets and basically making the Rockets foul him in this game. And, that's what you got to do if you're the Lakers because, you have this size advantage, so why not take advantage of it? Rondo, he was pretty good tonight. If Rondo can shoot for the Lakers, he will be really, 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 really effective for this team. Why? Because he's a great passer in this league. He didn't shoot well from 3 tonight. He was 1 of 5. But I will add that his mid-range was actually pretty good tonight. And overall, he was 4 of 9 from the field with 10 points. Overall, the Lakers, they had a good night shooting the ball. 56% from the field. 44% from 3, which is very huge for them. And now we're going to the Rockets side. A couple stats for you. Now, if I'm a Rockets fan, the first thing I don't like to see is that Russell Westbrook took 7 threes. A lot in this game, he was setting a lot for jump shots and three-pointers, which he should not be doing. He should be driving to the basket. He also had to play with foul trouble in this game. He had 5 fouls. He had that 5th foul around somewhere near the 3rd quarter after a successful challenge by the Lakers it was like a Rondo charge or away from the ball foul. It was called away from the ball foul, but the ball was just right out of Westbrook's hands, so that's kind of a charge, but yeah. It's not really that big of a... it resulted in 2 free throws for the Lakers, but they won by 8. So, that wasn't really the key difference maker in this game. One thing that really concerns me as a Rockets fan from this game is the fact that you're kind of getting back to before where it's only like one player on your bench can actually perform. Today was Daniel House. Usually it's Daniel House who's actually pretty, who's able to, you can rely on. He played 27 minutes tonight, 5 of 10 from the field, 13 points. But the rest of the bench, Jeff Green, he had 22 minutes, 0 of 2, negative 26 on the plus-minus scale. Austin Rivers, he played 7 minutes tonight, 0 of 2 from the floor, and a negative 18 on the plus-minus scale. So, yeah, that's a really huge concern. Because even though the rotations are really short in the playoffs, you still need some kind of a bench, and you need like 8 or 9 guys. And the Rockets just don't seem to have that on most nights. That's really all I got in this video. Again, this was a huge win for the Lakers. Tied 1-1 series. JaVale McGee, there is concern about his status for game 3. His leg, was something with his leg, which is a concern. And also Dion Waiters, he had an injury in this game, which is, I would say Dion Waiters is less of a concern because I would say JaVale McGee his ability to guard the perimeter has actually surprised me a lot in this series. And I think that's a huge loss for the Lakers. And I would say less Dion Waiters' defensive ability to guard the perimeter. But yeah, that's really all I got in this video. Yeah. All right. Catch you later.